Hello, hello, Mwewan Tumuliko. Hi, Muliko. Hi, Facebook. Hi, TikTok. Hi, TikTok. Hi, Facebook. We are here, Mulishani. Hi, Dario. Hi, Mwevantu.
Hello.
How are you? Hi, Akim. Long time. Amigo Walia, how are you? Mulishani wa Akim, good to see you. Dario Moiseni. Yes, so we are here again, guys.
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining. I think it's the first time here, right? But Dario, it's your first time here?
No, I've been following you, but joining, this is my first time.
Yes. So welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yes.
But I used it. Welcome.
Okay, yeah. So we are here. The main topic of the day today is we have seen a Mfue MP. She was in court today. I don't know what really happened. Maybe people can come in and explain what's happening. But we have seen Matomola say that there's a by-election loading in Ma.
I'm not getting you because of network.
I see your signal is bad. So we will start at 1,000. So if you can tap on TikTok, can we tap? We'll start at 1,000. We are waiting for people to come. Yeah. So we are waiting for people to come, and then Matomola Likwanya posted on his page that Matomola posted on his page that by-elections are loading in full way, and we have this case happening for Honorable Irene Mawonga from Fue MP. So we shall just play some music as we wait for people to join. Yeah, and Jan to next week, but we saw Matomola say that Mfue by-election is loading, and this happened also for Munia. Matomola also posted that Lumezi by-election is loading. So the question is this contempt of court? Why is Matomola commenting on stuff, on cases which are in court, and whatever he says is what actually happens? Welcome, Joseph. It's good to see you. Welcome, everybody. Let's tap to 1,000 as we wait for people to join. I'm going to play some music, and we wait for people to join. Power tap, power tap, power tap. Invite people, join in. People are still having dinner, so people are still eating. So let's give a chance for people to have dinner. And then we can talk about the judiciary system in Zambia. We all know that Matomola is a UPND, Lusaka UPND information publicity secretary, and he's there saying that he has been predicting. He predicted Lumezi by-election. Now Matomola has predicted Mfue by-election. So my question is, isn't this a contempt of court? That is a question. If you are commenting on a court case when actually the ruling is supposed to be made, and you comment on a court case, isn't that commenting on critical information? Isn't that a cyber law? Because this is a cyber law. The laws need to be applied equally. You know? Matomola commenting every time. He commented on Munia. And now he commented on Maureen Mabonga to say by-election. Isn't that violation of the cyber laws? Contempt of court and also violation of the cyber laws. Commenting on critical information. Areas to ishire pan. Because we cannot have a country of double standards, where we are letting people below, because they belong to the to the ruling party, they can commit crimes and get away with it. So Iridia Ashiria Kobachi Matomola should be commenting on critical information publicly and is going away scot-free. We are not going to sit here and let someone get away with it. There is a cyber law here now. Ukukako Muntu is not a joke. Welcome the Republic. Arresting someone is not a joke. So people should not be going online and predicting that somebody wakamukaka city yako will be vacant. That is a crime. It is contempt of court, and it is also cyber law for discussing critical information. How does Matomola know that in Mfue there will be a by-election in Mfue? How does he know? How did he know that there will be a by-election in Ilumezi? Because these judgments, they are supposed to be secret to the judge himself until day ya kupingula. We are asking questions. Chiteni share. Let my questions reach far and wide. Share this video. If you're on Facebook, share this video. I want my questions to reach far and wide. I want my questions to reach far and wide because this cannot be happening. No one should be above the law. Comply. We all should comply with the laws of Zambia. But Zambia Bantu, they are doing what they want. Lumezi by-election loading. Mfuwe by-election loading. How does he know that Mfuwe by-election is loading? Because that is critical information. The judge himself. So is the judges telling Matomola that kulala by-election yukolo chilishan? Because that is contempt of court.
I want to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I stand to be corrected, is contempt of court not in a situation where you are supposed to go, you were called and then were over? There's also another form of it being contempt.
So contempt just simply means you are going against the court laws. So it could be anything, including you fail to appear when you are supposed to appear.
Okay.
Yes. So any crime against the court, contempt. The meaning of contempt defines it. Contempt. So contempt means the feeling that a person or a thing is beneath consideration, worthless or deserving, disregard for something that should be taken to account, an offense for being disobedient or disrespectful to a court of law and its officers. That's what contempt means.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So in this case, it is disrespectful to the court, because we know that court case ingairimu court, no one should comment on it. Umuntu afu ya comment pali court case ingairimu court, because it could mean that the judge is discussing, I don't know how to say it without putting myself in problems, but we know that Imirandunga Shidikukoti should not be discussed until the judgment is passed, because it might sway the, what do they call it?
It will look like we know biased.
That is the word. Yes. So there is a reason why court cases are not discussed, to avoid injustice, unfairness, or people's minds to be, compromised or given information against what is already the evidence that the judges have. So we are in a problem, guys. To remove afya. And it's in black and white. It's on social media. Matomola Dikwanya is above the law, apparently. I'm sure if you and I write on our Facebook that the by-election is loading for Chavinga. Okay, for somebody who has an active court case, I can write by-election for Chavinga. I won't have any implications because there is no active court case. I'm trying to understand your question, Max Banda. We're question here. But Chiten share, guys. I know we have to be politically correct, but you can share this information. People need to know what's happening. Don't be scared to share. If they are asking you why did you share, you can just say, I shared it because I agreed with what she was saying. I agreed with my opinion. It's your opinion to share what you think is right. Teti muntala lefye muchalo. Erwa bena Matomola, eva lesa makudia. Imagine the other day he held an opinion poll. Now imagine if it was a PF person who held an opinion poll. And then UPND lost. They could have taken that opinion poll yapa ngire Matomola and maybe cooked up a story to say this is critical information. Arizona Nkole, I am giving an example. And Chavinga has court cases, but is not facing a judge to be sentenced. The day when someone alea mkukoti mukuba sentence umuntu ale mbati by election pachi punecho akwato umuntu, that is contempt. It's common sense. Mwafa ba Arizona, don't be blinded on party lines. Tuira supporter fetch supporter because ni more UPND mule supporter. You are twisting and turning situations to suit you. By UPND, you are twisting and turning situations to suit you. But Arizona, you can just leave my page. Tapari umichile pano. In fact, let me block you. I'm not going to waste time. Kabie Mupange, if you have an opinion, if you are not sympathizing with me, or if you come here to attack me, I will ban you. I will not even waste time. Because sentencing umuntu kuya kukoti tekwangala, it is changing people's lives. We are not here to joke. People's lives are being upended. They are losing their jobs, their careers. Where is Munia today? And now, Madam Mabonga is facing the same. Even Madam Nawakwi and may God rest her soul. Madam Nawakwi and Irene Mabonga, their sedition cases came because they were defending Munia Zulu. Epa fumine mirandusha kwa Madam Maureen Mabonga ni pako chita defend Munia Zulu. These two women, they got charged sedition charges. The late Nawakwi, and now Maureen Mabonga is facing a sentence tomorrow because of standing up for justice. Munia Zulu has lost his parliamentary seat and he's thrown in for 2 years, 6 months. And one of the sentences with hard labor. Welcome, Joseph. So here, it's a serious case. If you think people's lives are, these are honorable members of parliament. These are honorable men and women who were elected. We have another woman too, whose case is coming up for sentence. These are honorable men and women, elected members of parliament. Before you come here and say some rubbish, when iwo popo diapo, tapale fiori, wakwata fe NRC, na Zambian passport tawakwata. Uleisa mkulembe fya upuba pawakwata fe NRC, na Zambian passport tawakwata, elo muleisa mkulanda, muleisa mkusushama members of parliament who were elected by their constituents. These are dignified men and women who are losing their seats. They are losing their seats, they are losing their jobs, and they are losing their lives. Munia Zulu is in the slammer. We are not here to joke around or kid around. And then we have a person like Matomola, who is there almost being like a devil's advocate on these people's sentences. To learn that is contempt, and it's also a cyber law. It's breaking a cyber law because that is critical information. Someone's court judgment is critical information. So enaniresa pakuti yeshiwe majaji efa bali amkula pingula efa bakapingula pali Maureen Mabonga. How come Matomola knows? How come? Is our judiciary now? We are beginning to question the credibility of the judiciary system. Because if Matomola did not have inside information, he would be arrested for contempt. So to alamona, if Matomola ngatale kwata inside information, then the judge presiding on this case should issue a bench warrant of arrest to arrest Matomola for contempt and releasing critical information. How does he know?
Yeah. Mama Pumi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, comrade? Welcome.
Thank you. Republican advocate, how are you doing?
We are pushing Murivalesa.
Chapwa. It's, it's very sad. What you are saying, Mama, we've gotten to a place where they've already set up. This is something that has already been set up, and the outcome is known by their members. All right? It is predetermined. They have targeted people so far. If you've seen, we've moved from, let's say we start from Jeje Banda. They achieved their purpose in Wapula province. Now they are targeting the next. After this person, they will go after another one. So they know the outcome already. So it's a very, very sad thing, unfortunately. You know, in life at some point, you might feel that you are succeeding by, putting, working out injustice on people. It feels good. But there's a moment in life where, there is a payback, and normally it's quite bad. The end results is really, really terrible. It feels very, very bad, because what is happening really when you look at Madam Mabonga and the things she was talking about, I mean, these are some of the things that I expect my MP to speak. That's my voice. Now, if an MP cannot, speak like that, it's really a problem. It's really sad anyway for our country. Thank you, Mama.
Anyway, I don't even have much to say. Mwandi to Arufianya. Mama Yuri Mulishani. Like every day there is something. Every day there is something. Every day. Eh? Natotera. Every day there is something. Now the poor woman, how is she feeling? You know? Let us take a look. Tumone ba mayobali if you bale umfapali lero. Pamashu yere alandile Matomola bale umfashani ba Irene.
The issue is, like they have mentioned to say, even this critical information sharing and stuff like that, it's a crime because as we are heading towards the elections, no one should be coming to say, oh, who from here or that's a crime. They mention themselves. So how are they supposed to come and say, no, mpandoko, tabeko muntu alabako? Meaning, we are judge or whatnot. There's something going on because me, I'm not supposed to know anything until the final day.
Even if you know, one second at wish case, like most of the countries now, they use computers. Court cases now. Fidea Muma AI is being computerized. And why, welcome Madam Notes, and why they use court cases for court judgment is to stop if you talk about favoritism or injustice, you know?
Yeah.
So, most likely, for example, Munia Zulu had sedition, Wanawakwi had sedition, now Mabonga has sedition. There is a standard, Bali Kwatabe, Nama Penal Code, Nama sentences. So, Ufurefia Waishi, Wakuratinga Wakpera Casey, you should expect this judgment for this case. That's why they are saying that in future, Nenchito Shama lawyers will go away. The job of the lawyers will go away because a computer will not deliver injustice. Mwaishiwa. Computer tayakula sala uloko bati umuntu nga achitomulandu because ni UPND ta yala musula olota ya mupingule. I think we should move to a digital judiciary system where computer ikalaloresha vepa mulandu tayakulaloresha passional ya muntu or political affiliation. Then we'll be fair. Umuntu nga pango mulandu kutaipa fe mu computer yakita determine umuntu nga nakwata case and nga nakwata case, the sentencing will be standard, not if you have to repita mu Muzambia nombama ku judiciary yuku imilandu balesala nga watwala case tabaikite accept case yobe. They have to get cleared to accept a case. We know. Think if you're Chitika where the opposition have gone to the police to report and the police are refusing to docket court cases of the opposition. We know this. It is a fact in Shirewepa. And I can even bring facts. Because now with the cyber law, we have to be factual. We know that Chabinga committed seditious statements threatening the diplomatic corps in Zambia. Has a docket been opened? Actually, na docket Chabinga kuya musenda fe kuya mupinga. Fiyaba ile mukupomponsha pangande yaba ECO. That is how they should go on Chabinga's house and pick him up for the treason charges. It's very serious. But where is Chabinga today? Alela la munganda mwa. Ba Maureen. Mother Honorable Maureen Mawonga and the late Wakwi, they reacted to what happened to Munia Zulu. And women, we are mothers. Banamayo kwadafe, the way we express ourselves, we are emotional. Sometimes Mukulanda, twaliba emotional. This is something which the government should have just ignored. Not bring it to a point where now Nawakwi was hounded to her death with court cases, sedition being one of them. And also, now Mabonga is hanging on her head. She was supposed to be sentenced today. Ero Matomola, Aimoko, Ati, Mfuwe is loading. Nombaidi ashinjishile pano. Ni Matomola ulele, but because Matomola alilembele pali nani kani. Matomola alilembele pali Munia Zulu ati Rumezi is loading. Futi pali baba Mabonga alemba Mfuwe is loading. Nomba, this is contempt of court, and we are asking the government, the judge actually, Judge Ulechta sit on this case. Na kwa tensambu, iya kuchita issue arrest order for Matomola Rikwanya for discussing sensitive information on public domain. Tatuli ma lawyers batwarishiba. Ama lawyers nabeshiba. Ero nesho tabalerandira, only God knows. You lawyers know. Contempt of court. The lawyer have the power to issue a bench warrant of arrest for Matomola Udia. Fidefio alleged. A topic in Jishire. Otherwise, I'm done talking about this topic. It's actually giving me a headache because we have another woman too who has a court case too, who is a member of parliament. And her judgment is pending. So, notes if you have a comment on that. And I don't have anything really to say apart from this whole thing we saw in Rusangu by SDA, by Limuma uniform, Naba send the Nech Pampachaba president. So,
Yeah.
and we are conflicted, you know. This SDA is a church, and we have all these women, Naba for Alama Docas mothers, Vach for Alama uniforms, Naba for Alana, Naba send my picture, Katwisha, ma pipi, but the only face that I recognize on those FEMA portrait video was the face of the president. And my question is, one, the president said himself, let us not use politics,
In
churches for politics. The president was loud and clear.
It's a cyber issue also.
So the president was loud and clear. He said, let's not take politics into churches. So how the hell do we see the president today at SDA with the women, Nabafuala, Dorcas mother uniform, Nefi Pampafiabo? We are questioning that. Is this a political rally or is it a religious rally? We just need to know. And then we are also questioning, like, why are you doing the same things you were condemning? That is all I have to say.
Queen Pome, hi.
How are you?
I'm okay, thanks. Republic, hi, how are you?
I'm okay, how are you?
I'm okay, thanks. You know, I wanted to comment on this Matomola issue. This is just my opinion. Sometimes I think it's psychological to instill fear with the hope that maybe the person can run away or do this and that. I think that's their strategy. You know, they want to instill fear on the person who is supposed to be convicted so that, you know, an outcome that, you know, might be desirable to them. That's just the way I look at it, because I don't see why anybody would come up with such a statement even before the court ruling is done. You know, just doesn't make sense. And it's not the first time, as you truly said, it has been a trend. So that's what I was thinking. Are they doing it in the hope of trying to instill fear in these people, so with the hope of them running away, or what is their strategy? Because I think they're playing mind games to try and frighten them to think that, okay, they are losing the seat means they are going to jail. You know, that's the way I think.
It's torture.
Yeah.
It is torture one. You already know you are facing sentence, and you already know that people who had a similar crime have been sentenced, so they know their fate. Really,
Exactly.
they know their fate. Is like now ishibanga bakupera oyu mulandu. We know what the sentence, the judge rulings on that. So for someone to be coming on the writing on Facebook, full loading is like you are celebrating somebody's whatever misfortune. You are breaking the law as you are doing that. That's why balakanya. The person is going to be tortured. The person will be tortured in the prison in Gaia. Welcome by MBC.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Good to have you. But we are not going to be quiet. We are going to be here and condemn wrong things. You know, we are just going to make sure we are politically correct. They cannot be doing the same things they were condemning the opposition. The president himself is on record to say, Tamakulabela mina mumachechi. Now, what the hell are those Dorcas mothers doing? Nefi Pampa with his head on there. Is that a real rally or a church conference? I'm confused.
I'm coming. First year, Oyumur Vendo, we watch post if your judgment that election is coming. Me, what I know, Naponopo Africa. A court is not somewhere where you can be. The court is, understand, it's a place where you respect. The court should be free. But if someone comes up with say no, by-election is eroding you remember Pari, you recall, is your judgment, say, no, I can't celebrate. So
in advance.
If I may ask today, is our judiciary free or independent? The other question is, if I may ask, Zambians Zambians trusting the judiciary, or every day they are losing that? Because we need to protect the judiciary. We need to trust in the judiciary. We need to respect the judiciary. But if such kind of signs are being seen in Village Tika, definitely people will lose interest and trust. That's why I tell people, please watch this movie or go and watch my documentary. Watch the Watergate scandal for Richard Nixon. The Americans, they don't even talk about Richard Nixon. Never. It has happened before. He was impeached. He did all these things we are seeing today. Watch that documentary. Tuira tamba fi ama telemondo kuma shani and then to amukushimika the whole day kuma office. No. Zambians should sit down and start analyzing the warfare of this country. And ask, what my Robaranga by Swagasa to dad man fish mileage to back to Chibefi. It's about the integrity of the country, the integrity of the system. The judicial system should not be a sojo or pomo timber. In the first place, how do you start celebrating? You feel good, you celebrate, and you go. Me, my question, do they sleep peacefully? Now, no, daddy much warm by any job all done, they even party and papa what much warm. Or you meet Masha. You don't do like that. You don't live, in a society where someone is in pain, you are celebrating.
Imagine.
I don't know why that young man is so excited over nothing.
Yes, he's continuing. Alelunda pofie Milandu. Contempt of court.
Contempt of court.
Yes.
He does not understand.
Ale kula fie na mano mumutwe zero. Baka mukaka uli ande mieva. Because those judges.
In a meeting is it last week us will change because we'll change the constitution. If you see Baba Ikedokside Kurakumbi, their body language changed. Like they were not in support with him. He wants to hijack the constitution. As a Zambian, I've got a right to protect the constitution, but him wants to hijack. Mula nduri. I feel for him.
Napa elo mwaiche talingo muko tenga inoa kubati nenka for mairo. I have 1 foot out the door. Like I've lived over half a century. So I am 1 foot out the door. Uriaena youth ufirokwa, he has got a good 50, 60 years to live. So the good 50, 60 years to live where akwete Matomola, he will spend them in jail. Let's be honest. Because there are people who are honest and they want justice. They want the rule of law to prevail in Zambia, where hooligans balele pa Facebook profile umuntu ali kumuchita sentence ule amukulemba pa page we kwachi kusamwa mfuwe vacant. And
so they start mapanga judgment
these judges, let them prove that they are not compromised. These judges, let them issue a bench warrant to arrest Matomola, because that is contempt. Ali fichita pali rumezi futi abwekisha ponomba pali mfuwe. Why can't these judges issue a bench warrant? Pant, we don't mean necessarily ramukake kumuteka panshi Matomola no kumubika mucheki. Let them put him, check him out.
Mama, but when you look at the law demands, if anyone is in contempt, it demands that they are prosecuted as well for it. If possible, even a jail term. What this young man is doing is that he has set a precedent. And this is not just ending here. Just like I was saying, they have already decided. It's a roadmap that they have set, and the route that they are taking in, they know to say from this person we are going to go to this person. The outcome is already known. It has already been done even before the pronouncement of the judgment and everything is basically a formality. They already know what is expected. And this is the danger that they've set for our judiciary. Unfortunately, there is no confidence for our judiciary. We know that if you are in opposition, you go through that route, it will always come out in favor, of UPND. We had the courts last time in the previous government. There are certain cases that went against the government, which is actually normal. But for this, it's actually known. The shame is not even there. They're just telling it into your face to say, if the moment you come into us, this is the way. There's only one way out. We are going to judge against you. No matter how it is, whether you have evidence, whether there is nothing, we don't care. We are here to get your seat. That is the thing about the MPs in opposition. Whether independent or what, they are just there to get their seats. That is how they want to spread their influence in those areas where they do not have MPs. That's how they are going to go, and that's what they will continue doing. So for me, that is a contempt of court. That boy must be prosecuted, if possible sentenced, but unfortunately it can't happen because he's one of them.
Yes. And I'm just reading. Yes, Mama Notes, go ahead.
Yeah, very true, but Joseph, what you have said, it's just a script. It's a script that they are playing, It's all laid down. They already know. You don't even need to ask. Anybody in UPND knows, what the outcome will be, It's like it's already laid down. They're just now executing it. And their problem is they are so thirsty for power that they are ready to do anything. They don't even care about the law anymore. It is not about the law. It is just to suit themselves so that they win that area, works in their favor towards 2026. That's their agenda, It is so sad that, the law is not being applied fairly. They just use it anywhere they want it. They're not even ashamed to say that we're going to cause, it will be an injustice on somebody, an individual, the family, and so on. They're not interested in all that. It is all for selfish gains to win that seat at all costs, so that when they win that seat, they hope to get numbers for 2026, because those have not been their strongholds. So that is their agenda, So they don't respect any judiciary, any law. This judiciary in Zambia is just a joke. It is also sad that these lawyers cannot be truthful to themselves and to their profession. They would rather just sing whatever the UPND leaders are saying. That's the song that they sing. That's all. It has nothing to do. It's not nothing to do with justice. It's all about themselves, just selfishness and greed. At all costs, they just want power in 2026. We know their agenda. So if they get that seat, it means they'll have more. You see, like I was listening to one of the campaign teams that were there in, I think it's Lumezi, where they were saying, hey, no, the Lumezi person hasn't done anything. What? And I'm asking myself, so who did that survey where they said he was one of the best when it came to the application of the CDF? Mm-hmm. So it doesn't add up. So I'm thinking, so what are they saying? So on the other hand, these people are just told what to say. Mm-hmm. For the camera, you must say this, and then they use it as propaganda, so that they try and win the hearts and minds of the people. It's all about deception. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Anyway, it is so sad, but I did go into ChatGTP. We know now everything is on our fingertips. So, and I asked the question to say, prejudicing a fair trial, is it a crime? Ya nyasuka na injasuka. Yes, this Matomola lechita is the equivalent to what they call prejudicing a fair trial. It's an offense. And the definition is publishing or publicly commenting on an ongoing legal case in a matter that is likely to interfere with the administration of justice or influence the outcome of the proceedings. The category is a criminal contempt of court. Potential penalties is fines, imprisonment, or both, depending on jurisdiction and sovereignty. So Matomola is definitely committing a crime, and why the judges are letting him continue prejudicing a fair trial, especially for a high-profile person. This is a member of parliament. We are not talking about ordinary people. We are talking about dignitaries. A member of parliament. Some of you, even your own children can't vote for you. But these people, they were voted for by communities. Thousands and thousands of people gave them votes. They had the trust of the people. And Matomola, I don't think he was even elected. In their position now, Bamuchitafi appoint. Ewingara Sushama MPs. We want justice. We want the rule of law to prevail. The president always talks about the rule of law. Where is the rule of law in action? Where? So I think I end here. I have nothing more to say, really. Kuchua Lufianya, it's very frustrating what's happening. We shall be watching this space. The woman will be sentenced. And I wonder how she feels. Being tortured before you actually even go into the police cell. Wafi. Madam Notes, you have anything to say over Republic, over Joseph's? Otherwise, we can just have an early day today. We've made our point. It's very, very frustrating, Wandin.
Yeah, I was watching this a little bit away from I was watching Burkina Faso, the Traore, where you were saying that this democracy, IMF,